Hi, my name is Stephen McGee and I'm the author of Curing Electromagnetic Hypersensitivity. And we're here to take a little look into these plants. Now these were plants that I used to actually clear up my hypersensitivity. And the thing that you'll notice is that they're all hooked up to batteries. Now, one of the things I discovered through plant experiments was that the atmospheric voltage at my home was actually collapsed, and I could offset deformities that were occurring in my plants by connecting them up to 1.5 volt batteries. And you can see that the battery is connected negative to the pot and positive to the plant stem structure, and here it's connected the opposite way, so we have negative up into the plant stem structure and we have positive to the metal pot. And by hooking these plants up to batteries, I found that they grew much better in my home that was filled with a biologically toxic radio wave field. Now this is what happened if you didn't hook up the plant to a battery. So you can see that we got this very small non-patterned leaf growth, and it would have a glossy effect to it, which is quite typical of radio frequency exposure. So this plant grew in the same location as these two, and you can see that these two plants are actually much taller, and that's what they look like from a distance. Now you'll notice these two plants on the right. Well, I repeated the experiment a year later, and I also complained about the biologically toxic radio wave field that was propagating through the home to the FCC. And sometime in 2014, a transmitter was removed from the west antenna tower from my home, and as you can see, the plant no longer deforms like it did the previous year. So the 3 plants on the left were grown in the biologically toxic radio wave field, and the 2 on the right grew after that transmitter was removed. And there's a huge difference in growth. And this is how the Dieffenbachia is supposed to grow. So it's supposed to have large pattern leaves the size of your hand, and these are growing the way you would expect the Dieffenbachia to grow now. And you can see that they have the opposite polarity between the 2 plants. So I thought it was interesting that the difference between these 3 plants and a year later when the transmitter is removed, and you get this growth. So this is what radio frequency exposure does to the Dieffenbachia, and this is how it is supposed to grow. Now I have other plants in the home that look just like this, and they're not even hooked up to batteries. So you don't even need the battery anymore at my home to grow Dieffenbachias that look like this. I've got quite a few Dieffenbachias now that look like this that I grew in 2014 and 2015. And prior to 2014, all my plants would show this kind of really deformed growth, which is nothing like what the Dieffenbachia is supposed to grow like. So this is a radio frequency deformed Dieffenbachia that has not recovered even though the field has been removed. So that's what I noticed with these plants. It takes about a year for the deformity to occur. And then once the deformity has occurred in the plant never ever recovers from that deformity. And these grew much better in that field because they were hooked up to the battery. So the battery made a huge difference between growing like that and growing like this. So it was a very interesting experiment in the end, and it yielded some very good results. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I wish you the very best of health. Thank you.